Good morning and welcome back to TerraFirmaPunk. Today I am going to demonstrate how to use the quest book that I have added to the mod pack. And up here in the corner I have a wonderful little image that was put together by Lapis Lori. In fact, she's got a speed art where she's drawing out the logo itself. The book is incomplete at this point. I still have to put in some sort of storyline. Um, yeah, stories. I got to sit down and write a story. But what I'm going to demonstrate today is how to actually use the book and go through the first page and unlock the second page. Also here, this is the cover page. This is your quest tracking page, and there isn't a lot of information on here, but there is one thing that I want to point out, this reputation bar. A lot of the quests are reputation based. There will be several quests that won't actually open up. You won't even be able to see them until you achieve the right level of reputation. And in single player mode, hardcore mode is enabled, so these lives will actually count. When I first was putting together the pack, I wasn't sure if these would work or not, but they actually do. You can eat some of the hearts that are given by quests and gain more lives. So that's the hardcore mode. So let's dive into the Stone Age real quick. It says that there are currently 5 quests, but that is only because there are 5 visible quests right now. So let's open that up. And what we have here are 5 separate quests. We have Sticks and Stones, Rock Igneous Intrusive, Rock Sedimentary, Rock Igneous Extrusive, Rock Metamorphic. And of these quests, the only one that is actually important is this one right here. This one, if you complete it, will unlock the rest of the page, and you can start moving on. These other ones are simply a little bonus and a brief description of what each rock is like. These are igneous intrusive rocks, and there is a list of which rocks fall in that group. This one for igneous intrusive is diorite, gabbro, and granite. And all you have to do is collect, I believe, collect gabbro. I'm thinking you can also complete it with diorite or granite. I'm not really sure. Maybe you do have to collect only gabbro. There might have been a reason why I did that. Sedimentary. Here's a little brief description of what a sedimentary rock is and the list of different sedimentary rocks, chalk, chert, so on and so forth. And this one requires you to collect 32 conglomerate rocks. And like I said, these are more of a wiki, a brief introduction to what the different rocks are and kind of how they affect the world, because it's going to be very important in TerraFirmaCraft to get to know your rocks. Really important to get to know your rocks. I don't actually describe which ores appear in each rock. That may be for a later chapter. But first, let's go ahead and get started with Sticks and Stones. This is going to be your basics of the Stone Age. Sticks and, like I said, stones. So, we're going to need 10 sticks and 10 stones. And I believe I've got it so that you can collect any stones. It says gabbro right here, but any stone will work. At least I believe so. So I'm going to pick up sticks and stones off the ground, and once I've got the quest completed, I will get back to you guys. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've got 10 sticks and 14 quartzite rocks. It was a little harder to find the sticks than it was the rocks, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and open the quest book again. Now it brings us straight back to the page we were at, where we left off, and as you can see, it recognizes all 10 sticks and all 10 stones. Now the reward is 10 sticks, 10 more sticks, and 2 steampunk reputation points. So that's going to come in handy later, and I'll show you how that applies in a little bit. But down here is another list of rewards. This is going to be these rocks in order. The first one should be, an igneous, a sedimentary, another intrusive, exclusive or extrusive, and then the metamorphic. So you're going to want to pick one of the other rocks than what you've got on the ground. That's probably my best tip for this particular quest, is to pick a rock that you don't have on the ground, that you haven't been picking up. And we've been picking up quartzite, so let's find where quartzite is. It's a metamorphic rock right there, quartzite. So when we select this Sticks and Stones quest, we don't want to pick a metamorphic rock. Let's pick this first one, diorite. That's going to be igneous inclusive, I believe. Okay, so now we've got 2 different types of rock that we can work with, and that's going to benefit us down here. Now, due to the quirkiness of the quest mod and TerraFirmaCraft, I have to go ahead and separate these tools into their 4 separate groups. So you've got stone axes, javelins, shovels, and hoes that are going to fall under each one of these categories. This will be the igneous intrusive, these will be the sedimentary, the igneous extrusive, and the metamorphic. So we have a metamorphic rock all over the ground. As you can see, some there, and they're up on the hill. There's a lot of this quartzite all over. So we're going to be able to make all of these metamorphic tools. But the reason I chose another type of rock from this first quest is so that we can make this other type of tool, and we can basically double our money. So I'm going to go ahead and make one of each type of axe, and I'll show you what happens here. Let's do a quartzite axe, and I showed how to make all of these tools in a previous episode. So let's go ahead and make 2 of those. And I believe, yeah, they can't stack. Oops, I need to switch my mode. I was going to record this in creative just to be able to breeze through the quests a little bit faster. So I'm going to switch my game mode, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now, let's go ahead and make that first axe. We'll stick it over here. It doesn't actually tell you what type of axe it is. You just kind of have to guess once it's crafted. So there's our 2 different types of axes, and if we open up our quest book, they should show up as both, which is fairly convenient. Okay, so this one gives us an oak sapling. It gives us a little brief explanation of how to craft an axe. And let's go claim the other one. This is the other stone axe. This is going to give us a white cedar. So now we have 2 different kinds of saplings that be pretty good to start off with. So we don't have to go exploring as far to find the 2 different kinds of saplings. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rest of these tools, and I'll show you their quest claiming here in just a bit. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I finished up these other tools. The stone javelin gives you another javelin, and I believe this one, same thing. It should give you the exact same type of javelin, so you can't complete this quest and then it gives you another javelin so you can complete this one, which gives you another. That would be a little too easy. So it should be giving you an exact copy of the javelin that you have. Stone shovel gives you some dirt. I believe it should be an igneous extrusive type of dirt. Diorite. Yes, it does. And the same thing with the stone shovel should give you a metamorphic type of dirt. Nesis, I believe, is right. And the hoe. I need to name these things. And this one I need to make it so that you can't see the torch until you finish the that one. So that's a little bug there. All right, so this one gives you some seeds. You'll get some straw and some seeds from it. Let's go ahead and pick carrot seeds from this one. And this one should give you a different set of seeds. Let's pick tomato seeds. All right. So, oh, there's another one that seems to have shown up that I did a little too early. I think that's because I've completed enough quests to earn a reputation to make it, even though fishing rod requires a 3x3 crafting grid, and I still only have a 2x2. I won't be able to get the 3x3 until I start working with metals and can make a saw, but that's in the next phase. So, let me gather my thoughts and maybe find some food and something to drink, and I'll get right back to you guys. Okay, it looks like the sun is slowly rising behind me, so let's get on with this quest book, and hopefully we can get done with it before the end of the day. So we'll go in here, we'll go into show quests. Now, I just noticed that we've already unlocked one of the first quests for this agricultural, the second chapter, and the reason that because oh, I can't say it. But the reason is because our reputation has passed 40 points. So we're about halfway through the Stone Age here. But if we go into the agricultural section, we'll notice that we have a quest called Prospecting the Future. And Prospecting the Future requires us to make 1 gold pan. Now, to make a single gold pan, we haven't even unlocked that option here. There should be a pan over here on the left. What we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get clay and wood and straw before we can even do that. So let's go ahead and proceed. The next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and, well, let's get lumber first. Let's grab our axes. Oops. Want you there, and let's start chopping down some trees. Now, I'm not going to worry about collecting saplings from them yet, but I believe I'm going to need quite a few logs in order to build a pit kiln and bake some clay. But first, I want to get this first quest. So I'm going to chop down some logs with my handy little axe, and I will be right back. Okay, I went ahead and chopped down some logs. I've got 20 oak logs. Now, I don't have 20 of anything, pine, but it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter which logs. Any logs will apply, but it says oak logs here just because. And that gives you a maple sapling. I also went ahead and crafted a couple of stone knives, which gives you a lead ore and a blueberry bush. I recommend getting the blueberry bush unless you happen to be surrounded by bushes. Now, the next thing I want to do is go ahead and finish off the stone hammer quest and the no need for matches quest. And stone hammer, fairly simple. I don't know if I demonstrated how to make a hammer in my previous episode. How to survive your first night, basically. And I also want to make a fire starter. Okay, so there's that. We've got our hammer, and I dropped some logs over here. Let me grab that real quick. Okay. Stonehammer, claim reward, gives you a wooden button. Not really that impressive, but if you ever need one later on, there's a wooden button. No need for matches, gives you another fire starter and a choice of coal. I recommend picking the charcoal. It's going to be a pain to make later on, so having some to start with is a good idea. And now we have Light the Way quest. That was a recent addition in version 11. And there's a lot of other changes that I've added to version 11, which at the time of this recording is not out yet. So, let's do this one. 10 thatch. Now that's going to require 40 of this stuff. And one of the earlier quests already gave you some straw. So that should help you on the way to getting this completed. So I'm going to skip ahead and I'll see you guys once I have some straw. Okay, I've collected way too much straw, but let's go ahead and turn it into thatch blocks. We'll collect that quest. Claim reward gets us 10 more. Now we're not going to be able to use this as a building material. Rock salt, unless you have some very close by, this is going to be a fairly hard quest to pick up. Now this one, butcher a pig. I found out that this is very useful because you can now make a quick bed. I saw some pigs around here. Let's use the axe. There's a bear too. There were some pigs around here. So, where did they go? You know what? I'll be right back when I find the pigs. Okay, here's one of them swimming in the water. Now, in normal TerraFirmaCraft, this is highly unrecommended. You drop that and some hides. Alright, let's swim back up. I don't have enough to carry, but I'm going to drop that and the button for now. But the pig will normally give you a small raw hide, but you can, trade that in to the quest and get a, it gives you a pork chop too. Alright. And that gives you a large raw hide, which you can then take and make a bed. Ta-da! There's a bed. Now, this full pork chop, you're going to want to take that and cook that on a fire. It's 1, 2, 3. Start your fire. Now, this will get you, I believe, your torches. Oops. Wrong thing. Click here. Now, you want to put a log on here. I think it's 10 torches. Which means I'm going to need to pick up some more sticks. So we'll see about that. Pick up the sticks. 2 more. Now, the pork chop. Okay, butcher a pig. The perfect pork chop has to be a 160-ounce pork chop that is cooked medium. Now, I'm not sure how well this will work. I believe it's still a little buggy. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the pork chop to reach the medium quality, and I can't have any decay on it either. It has to be an exact copy of the 160-ounce medium pork chop. But while that is cooking, I'm going to see if I can turn in the torch quest. There it is, torch quest. Claim another charcoal. And as you noticed, there was a pumpkin that popped up. Rare, medium rare, and when it gets to medium. All right. And I'm going to throw that aside. Now, it also has to be cooled off, I believe. Yeah, it's still not cooled off. So I'm going to wait for that to cool off, and I will be right back. Okay, my pork chop is medium. It's cooled off. It has no decay on it, so let's see. It's still not turning it in. Okay, so this one is still fairly buggy. I'm going to have to play around with it and see what can be made of it. But what other quests can we acquire? We've got the Festive Spirit, and this one is still open. We also have the Monster Hunter one. You need to kill 5 zombies and 5 spiders. This is not an easy task, but it gives you an extra life. So this is where the lives come in. But what I wanted to get onto was this one here, the ceramic bowl. So it's night again. I'm going to go ahead and skip to day and show you guys the ceramic bowl and how to get into this agricultural quest. So I will be right back. Okay, as I explained earlier, this is the same seed that I was using in my previous tutorial where I demonstrated how to survive your first night. And one of the first things I showed was digging a hole into this clay pocket here. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to dig up enough clay, and that's more than enough, to go ahead and make a ceramic bowl so that I can turn it into the next part. I also need to make a pit kiln. Let's do that over here away from the clay and away from the trees. I don't want to set anything on fire. Although if I did, it would be kind of funny. And then I need to turn those back into straw. Fill the pit kiln. Oh yes, I did bring my torches. Alright. Douglas fir, let's go ahead and use those. Fill that up. And 1 torch on the fire. And that turns into a pit kiln. Ta-da! So I'm going to wait until the pit kiln is finished, and we should be able to have ourselves a set of ceramic bowls. Now I'm not going to do the same thing with the water jug and the storage vessel, because those just, at this point, those just add you a little bit of reputation. This one gives you a life heart, and that one gives you a life heart. This one does not. It gives you a piece of copper. That one gives you a squash and some nice reputation. So while this is cooking, I will be right back. Okay, the sun is rising and the pit kiln just finished. So let's turn around and check on it. Okay, so there are 4 bowls in there, and I'm going to take one of these bowls and I'm going to, well, let's finish our quest first. So the quest for this one is to make 4 clay bowls and then turn them into 4 ceramic bowls, and I just described how to go about doing that. So let's claim the reward and we'll get our first copper nugget here. I keep forgetting that there's the ceramic bowl. Oh, and the little gray balls too. Oh, I need 20 of those. Oops. Somehow it let me get onto the other quest. Well, maybe that's because I got this one, and I only need 2 of the 3, not all of them. So let's go ahead and finish up getting the rest of the clay balls. There should be like 2 or 3 or 4 per. There we go. That's 20. Alright. So now I've got the clay ball quest. Oh, and the golden rods. I went ahead and put that in there just so that it's for new players. who don't recognize that the goldenrods are on top of clay, I made it part of the quest so that it's like, oh yeah, you have to get the goldenrods and the clay. So then it kind of brings them together, as well as reading through the description that goldenrods equal clay balls. Clay balls. Clay on the ground. All right. So now that we've got that, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Now this is a new addition in version 11. It's going to be short defensive barriers. What you can do is, well, it's not going to be possible until you've opened up your 3x3 grid. It's not something you can do straight away. So unfortunately, that's a little premature, just like the fishing rod is. So let's go ahead and move on to the agricultural one. We've also opened up enough your reputation for this quest to pop up down here, a place for your stuff. This is going to be for items that are from Bibliocraft, and it gives you a full heart. This is also another one that you're not going to be able to get until you've got yourself a saw and you've opened up your crafting grid. So let's go to prospecting the future. What we need is 1 gold pan. And to get 1 gold pan, you put 1 ceramic bowl in your crafting grid, and that opens up a gold pan. So there it is, 1 gold pan, and it starts to open up the rest of this page. So let's go ahead and claim that. And let's go back and check on our reputation. We now have a reputation of 80, which is fairly decent. The idea was that they kind of double as they go along, but the farther you get through the reputation, the farther you go through the quest, the more reputation you're going to get. And you're going to start opening up a lot more. So as I was saying, the more quests that you complete, the more reputation you're going to get, and the farther along you're going to be able to open up more of these quests. Now, the Stone Age and the Agricultural kind of follow a linear series, but once you get into the Bronze Age, you should be able to have these 3 the Bronze Age, the cogs and the machines, and the Wondrous Steam Power. All of those should start opening up around the same time. The Iron Age and the Iron Horse should open up around the same time as well. And as you go farther down, these are all based on various other mods. Once you pass Glorious Steel, I believe. I don't really have one set up for the top tier TerraFirmaCraft materials. I might stick it in Glorious Steel. I might stick it later on. This is for Archimedes ships, and this one may be for Rotary Craft if I still intend to use it. I don't know yet. And an end to Twilight is mostly going to be mob hunting and boss hunting. So I'm going to put all the boss mobs down there in those quests. But those should start opening up as you complete Monster Hunter quests. Now, each one of these categories is going to have something like I have here in the Stone Age. It's going to have a Monster Hunter quest, and then once you've completed the Monster Hunter quest, it's going to have a repeating quest. I think I should go ahead and complete the Monster Hunter quest to show you guys the next quest. So give me a second. I'll be okay. Right, I've done a little mob hunting in the night, and I believe I've completed the quest for now. Kill 5 zombies, kill 5 spiders. Spiders are not easy to kill, so I made this a fairly difficult quest and gave some fairly significant rewards. You get an extra life, and you get a decent amount of reward points. You also get to choose between a sapphire, some copper, or some chalk rock, which you'll find out to be fairly useful later on. So let's grab some copper for now. And got an extra heart. Now you'll see there's another quest open up and it's actually repeatable. This one, I'm thinking I may want to disable its repeating for now, but this one's repeatable. Refreshes in 6 days and 6 hours. Next reset 1 day and 13 hours. Okay, so this one, you kill 10 skeletons and you can get some more reputation points. Now this is only intended to gain reputation points. Unfortunately, I seem to have put some apples in there. That's a little too OP, getting food every time you kill 10 skeletons. A full apple every week. A little OP there. So I'll go ahead and remove those. But this is only intended for gaining reputation points. And what you can do with reputation points is, if you really think you should be down here in the Iron Age quests, and I've actually got those unhidden right now. I need to go back and hide them all. But none of them are available. You can just see the icons and not even the names. But say you believe you need to be down in the Iron Age because you're already working on Iron Age stuff. You can go back to one of these quest pages and just kill skeletons over and over and over again, and eventually earn yourself enough reputation to unlock the first Iron Age quest. Which I believe Iron Age is like 200, or maybe even 400. It's somewhere in here. I know that. Okay, I believe that is going to conclude this particular tutorial. I've been going on and on and on, rambling along the way. But I believe that covers the gist of how the quest book is put together. Definitely, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. So, this is OneWolfe, working on building a mod pack for TerraFirmaCraft. Working on an adventure pack. Not just a mod pack, an adventure pack for TerraFirmaCraft. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.